So what I will be doing today is I'm going to go through every team and talk about who their top prospect is. And it's kind of funny to look at how some teams have this amazing guy up at their top prospects, and then some people have this other not good prospect as their top prospect. But yeah, it's kind of funny to notice. But so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through every team. I have their top prospect listed, and I'm gonna talk about them. And yeah, so let's get right into it. So, starting with Anaheim, Anaheim's top prospect is defenseman Jacob Larson. To me, he has potential to be an elite left-handed defensive defenseman. He didn't put up bad numbers over in Sweden, but I think he'll be able to be a top two defensive defenseman, but that just adds to Anaheim's impressive young defenseman core. Okay, so the next one is Arizona Coyotes, and obviously it has to be Clayton Keller, because who doesn't like Clayton Keller? Clayton Keller, 45 points in 31 games playing with BU. He's playing with men in the NCAA. Still puts up 45 points in 31 games, not bad. And if he lives up to the hype, he has the potential to be a top tier number one center. Okay, so Boston's top prospect is Charlie McAvoy. He only played 6 games in the playoffs, but he had a pretty amazing 6 games stepping into Boston with injuries, and I can see him playing top 4 minutes with Boston next year. Has easy potential to be a number one defenseman over in Boston. They're definitely going to need that. Okay, with Buffalo, I decided not to go Jack Eichel because everyone knows Jack Eichel's good. So I did Sam Reinhart. He was the fourth overall pick, and he had 90 points over 2 NHL seasons, and he has potential to be a first line right winger playing with Jack Eichel. And I mean, Reinhardt hasn't really shown what he was drafted to be, but I think this year him and Eichel are going to have really good seasons playing together. Okay, so let me have Calgary's top prospect as Matthew Tkachuk. Tkachuk had 107 points with London of the OHL in 57 games, and he played his whole rookie year this year with the Calgary Flames. And as a power forward, he had 107 penalty minutes as a rookie. I think that has to be up to like some of the most penalty minutes as a rookie because I don't know if I've really seen much of a player having 107 penalty minutes as an 18-year-old. I'm pretty sure. Okay, Carolina's top prospect is rookie Sebastian Aho. Aho, he really lit on fire when Carolina went on that run deep in regular season. They were on fire, but they missed the playoffs by a little bit. I can't remember, but Aho had 24 goals in his rookie year. Has potential to me to be a number one left winger on Carolina. Okay, Chicago's top prospect is. I don't understand how Chicago always ends up getting these good prospects. They always end up with them, but their just drafts amazing. Alex DeBrincat. DeBrincat had 127 points in 63 games with the Erie Otters last year. He has potential to be a number one center and will most likely crack their lineup this year, as Chicago will need all the help they can get with the ELC contracts. Okay. I have Colorado's top prospect being Tyson Jost. I haven't really seen many impressive things from Tyson Jost, but Jost has 35 points in 33 games with the University of North Dakota. He has potential to be a top six forward, probably a number two center, but I don't know much about him, but I see that's where I'm being. Okay, Columbus's top prospect to me is Zach Werenski. Werenski has the potential to be a number one defenseman, and guess what? He's Columbus's number one defenseman. He had an outstanding rookie year, had an outstanding playoffs. He's just an outstanding player. And yeah, the Dallas Stars' top prospect is third overall pick Miro Heiskanen. He had 12 points in the World Juniors, even though I don't really think the World Juniors really means much, just to show how they play among top players, and that's all I really think it means. But he has potential to be a top four defenseman, and he was probably be a good piece for the Dallas Stars since their defense is terrible. So yeah, okay. The Red Wings' top prospect is Evgeny Svechnikov. Had 51 points in the AHL last year. He's probably going to be a number two right winger on Detroit. He Obviously not to be confused with, I'm pretty sure it's his brother Andrei Svechnikov, who to me is probably going to go number 1 overall next year in the 2018 draft. So yeah, the Oilers' top prospect, I'm not going with McDavid because I already said this before. McDavid's the best player in the league to me, and is the best player in the league a prospect? No. Okay. I have it. Jesse Puljujarvi. He's fast. I didn't really see any outstanding numbers, but I know he's a good prospect. Probably be a top 6 forward on Edmonton, who's going to be good for a while. And so the next one is Florida, and Connor Brickley is their top prospect. Yeah, that's what I was talking about when there are some teams who don't have good prospect pools, and Florida's one of them because Connor Brickley is their top prospect. And no, I didn't. I decided not to go with Aaron Ekblad as he's played 3 seasons in the NHL. He's either played 3 or 2 seasons in the NHL. I think he's played 2 seasons in the NHL. And yeah, that's a little much to call him a prospect anymore because he's really shown how good he is. But okay, LA's top prospect to me, which was one of the top steals in the draft, and it got him 11th overall, Gabe Vilardi. Vilardi um needs to develop his foot speed, but everything else is there. He controls the game. When he has the puck on his stick, he controls the game. He can make good passes. He has the hockey IQ, but the one thing that lacks with him is his foot speed, so I don't see him playing this year in the NHL, but you never know if he develops that. Okay, Minnesota's top prospect is Kirill Kaprizov. I don't really know much about him, so I'm just not going to talk about him. Montreal's top prospect to me is Noah Juulsen, which they're really going to need to step into their top 4 this year as their defense does not look that good after they lost Markov and they lost Markov to free agency, and then they lost what's his name? They lost I forgot his name. Well, that's just great way to prepare yourself, but yeah, they're going to need Noah Juulsen to step into their top 4 because their defense isn't looking that good. Oh, Nathan Beaulieu is who they lost. Okay, the Predators' top prospect is Juuse Saros, who I think should have gotten playing time when Pekka Rinne kind of fell apart in the finals, but he should be able to step in because Pekka Rinne is getting older now, and he'll probably need them to play more games. I forgot who they signed someone in free agency, I think, but I think Juuse Saros is going to be good in the future, and I think he has potential to be a number 1 goalie. Okay, the Devils' top prospect is, I'm pretty sure we all know who it is. Their number 1 overall pick, Nico Hischier. Hischier shown outstanding play in the OHL, played for Halifax. I think he had 107 points. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. What am I talking? Wait, no, he did. He did. Pretty sure he did, but I can't really remember that much. But showing outstanding offensive play, his mindset's there, his vision's there, his passing's there, his shooting's there. He should be a standout on a New Jersey Devils team, and you have to think Taylor Hall's probably really happy to play with him. Okay, the Islanders' top prospect is Matt Barzal. He had plays for played in the Q last year, put up pretty good numbers. I think he'll probably end up sliding in. If they re-sign Tavares, he'll probably slide in number 2 next season. Not 17-18, but 18-19 to me is when I think he'll be able to step into the NHL and play behind Jonathan Tavares. Okay, the Rangers' top prospect is standout Brady Skjei. Skjei is amazing. He's a good defenseman. I think he's definitely going to play top 2 minutes, but I don't know if he might slot behind McDonough next year or he might play with McDonough. But I don't know. It just depends on what the Rangers coaching staff wants to do with him. But I think he's the best defenseman on the Rangers. I think he's better than McDonough. I mean, at least last year he was better than McDonough, and he was a rookie. Okay, the Senators' top prospect is, to me, one of the top prospects in the NHL, Thomas Chabot. Chabot has potential to be a top 2 defenseman. And since we all know they lost Mark Mathot was like Batman and Robin with Erik Karlsson. He allowed Erik Karlsson to be Erik Karlsson, and I think Thomas Chabot might have to be able to do the same thing. Chabot's outstanding defenseman, can stop plays, stop rushes, And yeah, just an all-around player. And the Flyers' top prospect, obviously second overall pick, Nolan Patrick. Patrick has outstanding vision. He had an injury last year, but he put up really good numbers. I think he was in the 120s the year before, but he obviously had sports hernia surgery and he couldn't play that many games this year. And yeah, onto the Penguin. Oh, Nolan Patrick to me has potential to be a number one center, and he'll probably play behind Claude Giroux this year. And yeah, so the next one we have the Penguins. The Penguins' top prospect to me is Philip Gustafsson. Gustafsson has shown pretty good. I think he played over in Sweden. I'm pretty sure he played over in Sweden, and yeah, he put up pretty good numbers as a goalie. I think he'll probably play backup in a year or two behind Matt Murray. So I don't see him stepping in front of Matt Murray, but yeah. The Sharks' top prospect is Timo Meier, or Meier, and the Sharks have a weak prospect pool. I don't really see much from Meier to be able to be a top six forward. I don't think he's that good. But yeah, I don't really know much about Meier. But the next one is Ivan Barbashev, who will probably play with Tarasenko in the future in St. Louis. Barbashev shown outstanding passing and shooting capabilities. And yeah, St. Louis, I'm pretty sure gets another good Russian late in the draft. What is with them in Russians? But the next one is Tampa Bay, and obviously the top defensive prospect to me in the league, Mikhail Sergachev, who they acquired for Jonathan Drouin. It's a good trade. Sergachev should be able to step into Tampa's top four and will probably end up being the number 4 defenseman because I don't see him stepping ahead of Strawman and Hedman, and I forgot the other dude's name, but actually, no, he'll probably be their number 3 defenseman. Yeah, that sounds better. Okay, the next one is Toronto, and I'm pretty sure we all know this. Jeremy Brad, no, just kidding. It's Austin Matthews. If you've heard of him, he's pretty good. Put up 40 goals in his rookie year. Just 4 goals in his first game. It's not that good, but yeah, it's pretty amazing. What the heck am I saying? Okay, the next one is the Canucks, and to the Canucks, the development of this guy depends on the future of their franchise, Thatcher Demko. If he becomes a bust, that's not good. The future is pretty much on this guy in Vancouver. He needs to develop into that number 1 overall stud goalie, or else things are not going to be happy in Vancouver. He really needs to develop, and the Canucks really are depending on it. And the Canucks will probably be tanking to get a prospect this year, but they really don't need Demko to be a bust. They really need Demko to be good. Okay, the next one is the expansion team, the Vegas Golden Knights. Obviously, their first ever draft pick is going to be their top prospect, Cody Glass. Glass shown outstanding speed, outstanding playmaking ability, and I think he will definitely be a number 2 center in the future for them. I'd see him maybe playing a little bit, getting that 9-game tryout period with Vegas, but that's what I see happening there. Okay, so the Caps' top prospect is Russian standout goalie Ilya Samsonov. They drafted Samsonov, I think 25th overall, and it just shows the outstanding goalie prospects the Caps keep getting. After Holtby, they have Grubauer, and they have Samsonov. Samsonov will probably step in and be the backup behind Holtby when his KHL contract ends in 2 years. But Samsonov has the potential to be a number 1 overall goalie. And who doesn't want a number 1 overall goalie? Okay, so now we get to the last team, the Jets. I'm pretty sure we all know who their top prospect is, Patrick Laine. Laine showed outstanding goal-scoring ability last year. I'm pretty sure he put up 36 goals and has a heck of a slap shot. And will definitely be one of the top future players in the NHL. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you guys like this video, make sure you leave a like. And if you are browsing your way through this channel, make sure to subscribe. I need all the help I can get. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace.